Have you been considering competing, but you're just not sure which division is right for you? Today, I'm going to take you through the 7 divisions that are opportunities for women to compete in the NPC, which is the National Physique Committee. I'm Julie Laurie, and I'm an IFBB fitness pro, and I've personally competed more than 25 times. But over the last 20 years, I've worked with women around the world, helping them get to their very best. One question I get asked all the time is, what division should I compete in if I'm wanting to step on stage? Well, there are 7 different options, and I want to break this down so that you can really analyze and decide what's going to be the best match for you. Before I get started, make sure you check out in the comments below. I have a free guide that you can download right now. I'm going to go through each division and I'm going to break it down by what the judges are looking for, or what's the ideal body type for that division, what you wear for the division, what are the rounds that you do in that division, and then who it's going to be best for. So let's start with women's bodybuilding. So women's bodybuilding is the most extreme portion of the fitness events for women. So this is going to be rewarding mass, the biggest size possible, getting as large as you can, and having the most muscle development, along with being incredibly lean. For women's bodybuilding, you come on stage in a 2-piece suit and barefoot, so no heels in that division. And you'll be doing a comparison round that includes things like double biceps and different kind of bodybuilding poses, along with an individual routine, usually to music of your choice. This round is great for women that really value size and muscle density, along with extreme leanness. So women's bodybuilding is the most extreme for the women's events, largest and the leanest overall. The next division is called Women's Physique. So this is a division similar to bodybuilding, but a step down. So a step down in overall muscle size and leanness. Now that said, women in women's physique still have a significant amount of muscle compared to maybe an everyday woman or someone that you might see on a fitness magazine. So in the women's physique division, the judges are looking for that really solid V-taper, lots of muscle development from your legs, shoulders, back, muscle thickness throughout, and you'll be wearing a 2-piece suit, but again, like women's bodybuilding, you're barefoot. The rounds that you'll do are comparisons, so you'll do comparisons in some of those bodybuilding poses, along with an individual routine. So if you really would like to work out hard, you've been working out for many years, developed a lot of muscle, and that's the look that you're going for, is an extreme muscle look with a lot of striations, a lot of development, muscle thickness, then women's physique would be that second step down. So not the most extreme, but a step down from that, and still very muscular by most standards for women. The third division is called Figure. Now, I've competed many times in Figure, and it really values a balanced athletic look that still has a good amount of muscle, but not to the extremes that you would find in women's physique or in women's bodybuilding. So for Figure, they're looking for a V taper. So wide shoulders that come down to a more narrow waist, and then lean but shapely legs. So having muscle is a great thing. You definitely want to have muscle if you're in Figure, but it's not, like I said, to those extremes. You're also going to be quite lean. So the women that place very well in Figure have a very lean physique with a balance of that muscle. But it's about this V taper. So this wide shoulders, really some back muscle development. So lats should be visible as far as like having a lat spread, having a lot of width here in your upper back, and then your waist being as narrow and tiny as possible with ab definition and separation. So you're gonna wanna see abs to be successful in Figure. You also want to have very tight, lean glutes with lifted part of your upper glute in particular, so a bit of rounded glutes, and then quad sweeps and muscular and defined calves. So Figure really is that middle point. Still a lot of muscle by everyday comparisons, but it is a more marketable, more athletic kind of muscle and look overall. As you get into the pro ranks, you'll find that Figure can be incredibly muscular at most of these shows. So you might be confused if you're just starting out as an amateur. You're gonna find that figure competitions are not that extreme. However, as you work your way up, if you turn pro like I did, when you get into figure at the pro ranks, it does become quite a bit more muscular. For your suits, these are actually really beautiful. So you're wearing a two-piece bathing suit, and these are almost always custom made. They have rhinestones, they're embellished, they tie at the neck. It's a two-piece across, and then it crisscrosses so that the top ties down and connects directly into your bottoms. Now with figure, it's all about that V taper. So the suit is going to accentuate that V taper. And what we do is have the suit bottoms kind of come up quite high. So generally I have women aim to have the suit bottoms fit like right above their hip bone. So it's accentuating that V taper. So it's kind of coming straight down here. And it crisscrosses in the back, same thing. It makes your upper back look wider, crisscrosses, connects to the bottoms. So you've got that V taper going on overall. So for figure, you come out individually and do a presentation, which is like a 10-second front pose, side pose to the back and around to the front. You also come out and do mandatory comparisons. So one of the things I really like about figure posing is it's very straightforward. So it's this lifting up, rounding out, and pulling out your lats into a front pose, and then you're half turning to the side pose and to the back, and it's all about the width across your upper back. So I have a whole video on figure posing in particular that you can check out. I'll attach that here to make sure that you can get exactly how to do the figure poses. If you value having a good amount of muscle, like you have been working out for a long time, you really like that V taper, that shape, then figure could be a great option for you. The next division is called wellness. Now, wellness is that hybrid. It's this hybrid between bikini and between figure. What they found is that there were a lot of women who were competing who had extreme development in their legs and glutes, had thicker quads, thicker glutes, kind of that bubble butt where you have a little bit more mass in your lower body, but their upper bodies were smaller. Now this is a genetic type in a lot of ways, and it's a look that a lot of women are striving for. So they developed a division specifically for that kind of look. So if you have thicker legs and glutes, and that is the aim that you want, then I would consider competing in wellness. Our next division is bikini. So bikini has been huge at competitions for a very good reason. It's a look that many women want to attain. So for bikini, you're wearing a two-piece bathing suit, and this suit is going to differ from figure a bit because it's going to tie straight across the back, and the bottoms are still going to come up some, but most of the bottoms for bikini have gotten very tight. So technically you can't have a thong, but they've gotten very small to show off your glute development. So women that might want to compete in bikini would really want that fit, toned, tight look with a good amount of muscle, but not to the extremes of the other divisions. So this is that step, not no muscle, none of them have no muscle, but bikini has over the years gotten a little bit more muscle than in the past. So you're doing a comparison round where you're doing a front pose, and then you're half turning to the rear, doing a rear pose, sometimes walking to the back of stage, hitting poses, and turning and walking to the front. So you have a presentation, you have a comparison round where you're being compared with other women in the division, and what you're really looking for is you don't want that wide V taper like you would get for figure or for fitness. Still development in your shoulders, development in your upper body, but it's not wide like that. Abs should be visible and showing, and a glute hamstring tie-in where you're getting very lean and tight and defined in your glutes in particular that's really what bikini is looking for. That's what the judges are looking for with bikini. Then we have the brand new division. This is the fit model division. And I'm very excited about this division because it is going to give women everywhere the option to compete if they don't want a very muscular look. So with Fit Model, you don't have to have the specialty suits that you'll have for bikini or for figure fitness. And it can be an off-the-shelf kind of suit that's a single color. Shouldn't have ties on it, shouldn't have rhinestones or embellishments. A standard suit is going to be great. The comparisons are going to be a little bit different. You're still doing a front pose and a back pose, but the posing itself is different from obviously from figure, but also from bikini. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you check out my video on this whole division that walks you through how to do posing and is specifically what the judges are looking for in Fit Model. The ideal is exactly that. You are trying to portray a fit model that would be in a magazine. So someone that might be featured like on the cover of my Fit Body 360 fitness magazine. But this is a marketable, attainable look. You're toned, defined, but not overly muscled. So I think that's a great option for a lot of women that, you want to use competition more as a goal personally. You're not necessarily wanting to turn pro, but you want an attainable goal to help you on your journey to get as fit as you possibly can. So over the years, the majority of the women that I've worked with have appreciated that fit model type look and kind of worked toward that, but there hasn't been a division for it yet. So I'm really excited about the introduction of this new division. Okay, those are the 7 divisions that you have the ability to choose from as you're looking at competing. And that's what I love, is that we're breaking it down now to where you have the option to choose the division that's going to best suit your body, your goals, and what you want. It's one thing to come into a show and to make changes based on what a judge wants. I want you looking at what you want long-term for your body and choosing a division that works for you, not having a division that works like against you.